So we have a situation of somebody allegedly mimicking Epstein a bit. I'm not sure about allegations that Epstein was known to cater to fans of those who prefer the company of people who should still be in school. I'm going to be very careful, YouTube. I'm not sure if the same is alleged of this guy, Diddy Combs, but certainly the rest of it, the adult parties using his power in the entertainment industry to demand favors of an adult nature, using the cameras to film everything and then strongly demand people do what he wants. There are a lot of allegations against the man. I'm not sure how much of it is true, but at the very least we have footage of him being rather forceful with a woman, I believe she was his girlfriend at the time, in a hotel. He, I believe, apologized for it too. Anyway, let's get to the article. It's from the Independent. Diddy Combs, a rapper and music mogul credited with helping launch the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, was arrested by federal agents in New York on Monday after facing months of civil lawsuits accusing him of adult trafficking, abuse, and forced adult things. In an indictment unsealed on Tuesday morning, federal prosecutors alleged Combs and his associates threatened, abused, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, which allegedly includes forcing victims into engaging in recorded adult activity, which he referred to as freak-out. A lawyer for the hip-hop artist called Combs an innocent man with nothing to hide. We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney Office. That's what his attorney, Mark Agnifilio, told the Independent via email. So, he's denying all the allegations. Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy or P. Diddy and a host of other names, has undergone a myriad of reinvention, since the start of his career, but has since entered a new and unwelcome era. Federal agents with US Homeland Security raided two of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles and Miami on March 25 as part of an investigation into the allegations brought against him. The music mogul was also recently hit with a $100 million default judgment on September 9 over an alleged assault from a 1997 party against Derek Lee Cardello Smith, an adult assault. Lenawee County Circuit Court judge granted the award to Cardello Smith, an inmate who filed a lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of drugging and bedroom assaulting him at a party 30 years ago. Combs, 54, strongly denied all of the allegations. Let's see. This is the footage I was talking about. The video on May 17, surveillance footage captured at a hotel in Los Angeles in March 2016 showed him chasing his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura down the hallway before attacking her by the elevators. He then attempted to drag her back to his hotel room. The following day, he shared an apology video to Instagram saying his behavior was inexcusable and that he took full responsibility for his actions in the video. I'm not sure how that helps, honestly. The slew of allegations in lawsuits against Combs date as far back as the 1990s, when he founded his own record label, Bad Boy Records. So a rapper calling it Bad Boy Records turned out to be allegedly a bedroom assaulter. I don't know how to say it, so YouTube will leave me alone. But you get the gist of it. So here they have a huge number of allegations, right? The former girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura. They have Derek Lee Cardello Smith, Rodney Little Rod Jones. It's a producer. Alleged he was subjected to advantage advances, etc. Joey, more women, anonymous plaintiff, unnamed accuser Jane Doe, Crystal McKinney, April Lampros, Dawn Richard. There are a lot of people coming forward. Now, I'm not saying that the amount of people is enough to convict a person. It's not inconceivable for someone to be under legal assault in such a way, theoretically. That said, I am very much wondering about the innocence of this man, considering we have him on video behaving very inappropriately, and the industry he's known to be working in has had such scandals in the past that were proven true. There's also the allegation that a lot of the activity was recorded on cameras, which, if true, then there should be a lot of evidence. I am assuming that they are not going to allege that the man, not even alleging, right? They are accusing that the man allegedly did all of those things on camera without actually having gotten hold of the footage. I know that there was a raid on some offices or something of his. I believe it's on the second article I have in a moment. To conclude this one, the response from him is that he basically says, "Fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight." We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, they're saying. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate actions against those who make them. The second attorney for Combs told The Independent, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. I'm supposing that it's the..." He's happy that they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. So it's about the girlfriend. I see. So those criminal charges against him, federal prosecutors brought them forward. Federal grand jury in New York chose to bring an indictment against him, accused of running a criminal enterprise that consisted of his associate, employees, and the influence of his business empire to coerce, control, and abuse female victims. That includes adult trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, according to the indictment. Federal prosecutors allege that Combs and his associates threatened, abused, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his bedroom desires. That allegedly includes forcing his victims into engaging in recorded adult activity, which he referred to as freakouts. Yeah, we already read that above in this article. He was arrested at a Manhattan hotel on Monday evening, about 6 months after federal agents raided two of the musicians' homes. That's what I was talking about, not offices, homes, in Los Angeles and Miami as part of the investigation. So presumably after they raided these homes, they now know whether they have or don't evidence for the alleged crimes. I am wondering about that. An innocent man with nothing to hide, is that really true? This is another independent article, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and free coughs. Yeah, the situation is not looking good for him, in my opinion. It's interesting that the accusations date back a couple of years, at least I believe the civil ones do. I mean, the lawsuits laid out. It says here that... let's see. Yeah, there was the bi-coastal raid on his properties after filing a federal lawsuit. No, here it is. It was that final accusation for obstruction of justice and adult trafficking. The adult trafficking charge was the final accusation, laid out not in federal charging papers but in a series of damning lawsuits last year that first revealed the growing cracks in the veneer of Combs' carefully curated reputation. He strenuously denied all wrongdoing, but the filings were quickly followed by a bi-coastal raid on his properties amid a tight-lipped federal investigation, then the leaking of a violent video showing Diddy's brutal beating at the hotel of then-girlfriend Cassie, the most high-profile victim to sue him. The footage was proof that his denials had been false all along. I mean, we can infer that at the very least it happened once and with her. Is the pattern? Well, possibly. Personal opinion, I think it very well might. In a court of law, you probably need a bit more in order to prove a pattern of behavior. Combs tried a week, filmed mea culpa, and apologized on Instagram, staying largely and uncharacteristically out of public view despite a few other presumed attempts at reputation rehab. 2 lukewarm, family-centric posts on the same social media platform, and occasional statements from lawyers. These efforts did nothing to stem the tide of public embarrassment. Howard University revoked the honorary degree of which he's been so proud. The mayor of New York asked Combs to return the key to the city. Even Miami Beach cancelled his annual Sin Diddy Combs Day. And now, exactly 3 years after Combs applauded the Me Too movement in September 2021 magazine profile, and just 1 year after performing a medley of his hits to accept the Global Icon Award at the VMAs, he's been arrested for a litany of jaw-dropping alleged offenses that include violent crimes against women. Taken into custody, we already read that. So, essentially, everybody is abandoning him, from what I can tell. Everybody's distancing themselves. It's not looking good at all. And I can't help but wonder if this time, unlike the Epstein case, we will actually see who he was involved with. With Epstein and his girlfriend, or enabler, whatever, right-hand woman, whatever you call her, Ghislaine Maxwell, despite the fact that we were told there were so many victims and basically they were trafficking these victims to others, we don't know who these others are, and they were never prosecuted. I wonder if this time we will know who exactly he was trafficking these women to, and the prosecutions happen, because, in my opinion, people like this cater not to your average crook or creep, but to people in power. And these people, even when they're, how to put it? Even when the criminals serving them are caught and the evidence is there, nothing is ever done about it. They are too powerful, too protected. They are never brought to justice or held to account, which is an indictment of the situation in our society right now, in my opinion. Of course, all of this is alleged because we have no conviction at this moment. That if he truly did commit these crimes and traffic these women, then yes, I am very interested to know who the purchasers, the customers were. It's interesting. This is kind of what he used as an apology, right? After the video came out. He called his behavior inexcusable, said that he takes full responsibility, and asking God for his mercy and grace. He said he sought professional help and went to therapy and rehab. It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that. He said in a social media post, I messed up, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses, my behavior on that video is inexcusable. If it truly was just a momentary lapse, I don't think you'd need to go to therapy. Like, if this was the one time in your life that you lost your composure and did something inexcusable, do you need to go to therapy, or is it you need to go to therapy because it's a pattern of behavior, which is more likely to you? I think the second is more likely, but to each their own. Interesting. Combs himself was lying low throughout all of the mess. He was pictured looking stone-faced near his Florida home in the weeks after the March raid, but his most well-known and infamous appearance this year was on that CCTV footage until this week. Now, the courtroom sketches of Combs appearing before a New York judge are already usurping the more iconic images of his bedazzled rapper lifestyle. One of his raided homes, a 13-room mansion in Beverly Hills, is on the market for $61.5 million, put up for sale the week before his arrest. I wonder if he knows that he's going to have to pay compensation, at the very least settlement, even if he does not admit things. If he settles at court, he will at the very least need to pay quite a bit, it appears. And so he's now selling his assets. It says here Combs is fighting for his freedom, not just his business interest or his reputation. And that battle suffered a great loss on Tuesday when the judge denied his bail, ordering the rapper to remain in federal custody while awaiting trial on racketeering and bedroom trafficking charges. Combs' lawyer said he intends to appeal the decision on Wednesday, and there's been no word directly from remanded Combs. For all his bluster and bravado, he's shown no interest in real prison time in the past. When he was found not guilty in March 2001 of gun and bribery charges, Combs was visibly shaking before the verdict was read. So definitely not someone who would do well in prison, but he might not have a choice. Either way, it seems as though this is definitely going to be a big case moving forward. Again, if they manage to convict him, the importance of this case is not with this one man, it's with this supposed network. And I would be very interested to hear from the victims and from the court about anyone else involved in it, because if this is a pattern of behavior that is shared by other influential and important figures in the entertainment industry, then this may be an opportunity to clean house, assuming the alleged accusations are true. If he is indeed convicted and they don't tell us who else is involved or bring anyone else to court, I think it's up to us to pressure them to do it. Epstein was involved with some of the strongest people in business and politics in the world. And his self-ending in prison raised a lot of eyebrows. I'm not saying it wasn't true, but it did raise a lot of eyebrows, especially because of the conflicts of events that caused it to be possible, because he was supposed to be watched. I hope that this time around people do manage to get to the bottom of things and hold everyone involved accountable. Because the longer we allow this to go on and the more open it is, the worse it is for us as a society. Crimes done hidden are not the same as crimes done that everybody can see and just says, well, that's just the way of things. At the very least, there should be fear of public scrutiny. There should be fear of being found out and punished. Otherwise, you have no justice at all and you have no order at all. Like, the main difference between a democratic society and a corrupt oligarchy is not that there is no crime or corruption in a democracy. There's less of them because the citizens hold you to account if they find out about it. Your main defense as a criminal is to hide in a democracy, in a well-functioning democracy. Whereas in an oligarchy, you oppress the people. They know you are the culprit. They know you are a bad person and a criminal. And you just are too strong for them to do anything about it. And I despair of watching Western societies go the same route. I very much hope that we don't. That we hold people accountable. That once someone is caught, once evidence is there, that they are brought to justice. The idea that, yeah, we have all of those lists of people that are the customers of people like Epstein and allegedly this Combs guy, and we do nothing with them. I think it's depressing, honestly. It's just making you lose faith in the establishment even more, if that's possible for you at this point. Anyway, I'll try and keep an eye out for more concrete news about the meat and potato of this story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.